In a league that never sleeps, where every draft pick is a gamble, and every trade could be a franchise-altering move, we've got a potential mock deal that could shake up two struggling teams, the Brooklyn Nets and the Detroit Pistons, in a trade that's all about balancing youth, upside, and finally pushing toward relevance. So strap in. Let's break down a blockbuster scenario that could see Jaden Ivey don a Brooklyn jersey and Nic Claxton anchor the paint in the Motor City. But before we get into it, if you're loving this kind of in-depth NBA analysis, do us a favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. Who wins this trade, Brooklyn or Detroit? Let's get into it. The Brooklyn Nets are in full rebuild mode. Yes, they just walked away from the 2025 NBA Draft with 5 brand new rookies, a haul that included Egor Demin, Nolan Traore, Ben Saraf, and Danny Wolf, all young guards and versatile pieces that could eventually lead their next era. But make no mistake, this isn't a team looking to win right now. They're looking to build, develop, and tank their way into another top 3 pick in what's being hyped as a 3-player draft class in 2026. Every loss counts. Every win hurts. So what do you do when you're holding on to win-now players in a lose-now situation? You move them. And that's where the Detroit Pistons come in. Here's the deal on the table. Brooklyn receives Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart. Detroit receives Nic Claxton, Ziaire Williams. Let's break this down. Especially when you're surrounded by other developmental guards like Traore, Demin, Saraf, and Wolf, none of whom are locked into lead dog status just yet. Add in Isaiah Stewart, a tough, rugged big man who brings energy, rebounding, and a bit of floor spacing, and suddenly the Nets are stacking assets while staying on track for another top pick. That's how you rebuild smart. That's how you tank efficiently. Now let's flip it. Why would Detroit do this? Simple. It's time to win some games. The Pistons have been rebuilding, and rebuilding, and rebuilding. They've drafted talent. Cade, Duren, Ivey, Osser, Sasser, and yet they can't seem to climb out of the basement. This deal is about defense, structure, and a front-court identity. Nic Claxton is one of the most underrated centers in the league. He's a defensive anchor, switchable, mobile, blocks shots, protects the rim. Everything Detroit's lacking next to the athletic but raw Jalen Duren. Let that sink in. Claxton and Duren patrolling the paint together. That's a nightmare matchup for any opposing offense. And guess what? The Thunder just won a championship with a rotation of long, skilled, versatile 7-footers. Detroit's trying to copy that formula, and Claxton gives them a massive step toward that goal. Ziaire Williams, meanwhile, is a bonus, a 6'9" swingman who hasn't popped yet, but still has upside. Detroit can take a flyer while giving up Stewart, who may be a bit redundant with Duren around. Bottom line, Detroit gets more win-now pieces. Brooklyn gets more future upside. Let's be real. This trade isn't just plausible. It actually makes sense for both franchises. For Brooklyn, you're moving Claxton, a guy who helps you win games, and in return, you get a potential offensive star in Jaden Ivey. You keep tanking. You develop your young guards. You look toward that top 3 pick in 2026. For Detroit, you get serious on defense. You finally build a frontcourt that can intimidate. You show Cade Cunningham that the team is serious about winning. Now. And maybe, just maybe, the Pistons can crawl their way into play-in contention in the East. This isn't about blockbuster names. It's about smart roster management, identity building, and playing the long game. That's the chess match of the NBA. So what do you think? Does Brooklyn take a risk worth gambling on with Jaden Ivey? Is Claxton the piece Detroit's been missing all along? Who wins this trade? Or does nobody win? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, like this video if you want more NBA trade breakdowns. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a drop. And share this with a friend who swears their team is just one trade away from greatness. This has been your front row pass to the NBA's next chess move. We'll catch you in the next one.